Hi, this is Carlos Gabriel Barosa, and I am here to discuss with you the garden ecosystem. An ecosystem is a community of living things interacting with its non-living environment. How does the living and non-living components interact with one another in a garden? In the garden ecosystem, the group of plants and animals share the same resources and rely on one another for survival. Organisms have basic needs such as food and shelter. However, food and shelter is not enough to support life. Living organisms need other things such as water, air, and sunlight to survive. The living and non-living components of ecosystem work hand in hand and interact with each other to maintain balance in our environment. Organisms are affected by the different components of the ecosystem. An ecosystem has two components, biotic and abiotic. The biotic components, bio in the word biotic comes from the Greek word which means life. Therefore, it literally means living organisms. Biotic components includes all living organisms found in an ecosystem. Biotic components include producers such as plants, consumers such as bees and birds, decomposers such as earthworms and fungi. The abiotic components. The word A in abiotic means without. The word bio means life. Therefore, abiotic means without life. The abiotic components are the physical and chemical aspects of an ecosystem. Examples of abiotic components are air, water, soil, temperature, and sunlight. These abiotic components have important roles in the survival of living organisms in an ecosystem. What role does these organisms have in a garden? The role of producers. In the garden ecosystem, gardens plants are its producers. They are called so for their ability to produce their own food from sunlight. While the plants in a garden might be the end result of a gardener, they are the only foundation of a garden's ecosystem. The role of consumers. There are two types of consumers in a garden. The primary consumers are the plant eaters like caterpillars, bees, and butterflies. The secondary consumers are the meat eaters like birds, snakes, and spiders. The role of decomposers, fungi, bacteria, insects, and worms make up a garden's decomposers. They break down dead organic matter, returning vital nutrients into the soil. How does the absence of one of these components affect the surroundings? The sun is important for plants to make their own food through the process called photosynthesis. The sun also plays an important role in the production of oxygen. Air contains oxygen that is produced by plants, which allows the animals to breathe. The sun plays an important role in the regulation of temperature. Temperature is important for the growth of plants as well as animals. Insects in the garden ecosystem eat plants to gain energy, and plants need nutrients and minerals from the soil. I therefore conclude that organisms both depend on both the biotic and abiotic components factors in the garden ecosystem. Without the abiotic components such as air, water, sunlight, soil, and temperature, living things could not survive. And that's the end of our discussion about the garden ecosystem.